Hello, welcome to F1 2020 League Race. Qualified 13th, and let's see how we start. And having really great traction off the start, and now I'm just catching 3 positions here already. But then I didn't really know what to do at all. And I tried to defend the inside and just underestimated the speed heading into turn 1. And just totally kind of ruining that. Only lost 1 position though, so still in P10, which is kind of good. So I found this league on Reddit, and the league is actually based in Discord and not in the game itself. And there are some really fast guys in this league, and also some not so fast guys like me, which is nice because I can compete with some of the less skilled people, which is nice. And this is a 50% race, which is actually the longest race I've ever done. So this is gonna be interesting. Okay, in lap 2 now, and about to get overtaken by this McLaren who had a little issue in the first lap. And during the information lap I thought it would be a good idea to put the brake bias at 60% to warm up the front brakes, but that was not really a great idea because I forgot to turn it down. And then that caused me to throw myself off the track here, and I didn't even put it down like 6 laps into the race, which is kind of a rookie mistake, but I was too focused on driving. Okay, in lap 3 now, and someone had a little issue there, giving me P10. Okay, into lap 4, and already a virtual safety car.
Caution, caution, the virtual safety car is out.
And I decided to go to the pits. I'm not sure if that was the greatest thing to do, but let's go into the pits. Press the pit limiter twice. It's a really light button, so they gave me a 5-second time penalty because I just went into it at 62 kph. But anyway, okay, now having my wheels changed, and where's the release light? It's actually in a display, which took me a while to find out. But there's also a release light, but that's blocked by the halo. Yeah, that's just unbelievable, really. So I knew about that. I knew someone else had that problem. I've never experienced it myself because I always play in ranked mode, which that car doesn't have that problem, weirdly enough. And yeah, obviously you do have the release light in the cockpit display, which is nice, but it's still just an unbelievable design flaw in my opinion. So as you can see, I'm in a Williams car, and even though the cars are set on equal, there's still one big different thing about this car, and that's of course the display that's mounted to the chassis instead of being in the steering wheel. And I didn't think it was going to be bad, but it's pretty annoying still because the screen is really small, so it's actually hard to tell like the delta. And it's not impossible though, but it would be nice if it was larger. And not being able to see which gear you're in a turn is also surprisingly annoying to me. Even though you can't just count how many times you downshift, it's still kind of annoying. And I'm getting passed here by a guy who's very clearly faster than me. But still, I'm in the points with a P10 position. Okay, and the person ahead of me now pits. I have no clue why, because he was on hards, but he pits anyway, so that's great for me, putting me in P9 again. Okay, let me talk about the assists that are allowed in the league. So most of the driver aids are actually banned, except for 2, and the first one is auto gears, which is not something that anyone I think uses anyway, but it doesn't make you faster, and that's why it's allowed. But what's also allowed is the racing line, and that one actually kind of surprises me because I would think that it would be considered a little bit noobish, and it even possibly is more of an aid than, for example, traction control, which is banned in this league. And I was surprised to find out that some of the faster guys also even use the racing line, because I would think that experienced players don't really need that, but maybe they don't need it, but they just use it to be faster, because I think they gain a lot of time in the braking zones, and that's where the racing line definitely comes in handy. But I myself haven't used the racing line in about a year, and maybe if I would turn it on I would be faster, but I don't really like driving with driver aids because I really take much joy out of actually playing without them. Okay, and the car that just passed me actually is now really slow, as you can see. Can catch up with him. And that turned out he has front wing damage, so he has to pit. And I can just take that 8th position, so that's nice.
Okay, good work. Great pass.
And I get some DRS for 2 zones, so that's great. Okay, lap 15, and the person behind 4 seconds behind me. And then a virtual safety car at exactly the same spot as last time, which is interesting.
Slow down, maintain a positive delta. We're going green.
Okay, so the virtual safety car is now ending, and apparently I gained 2 seconds during the virtual safety car, which is nice.
In this lap, push now.
So I don't even know what my strategy was gonna be, but I'm just gonna finish the race on the hards. And I'm now getting lapped, so I'm going to the side, but I found out it's just a ghost car, so that's nice. He just can go straight through me. And just a bit later I exceeded track limits, giving me a 3-second time penalty, giving me a total penalty of 8 seconds. Okay, and heading into lap 28, which is my last lap because I'm already a lap down, as you just saw. And I actually liked doing this 50% race because I was kind of afraid it was gonna be boring, but it's actually pretty fun to just finish off all these laps as clean as possible, and with as good tire management as possible. And even not having had a race with people wheel to wheel, it was still pretty fun to just do these laps. And just now I got a warning about my tires being worn, even though I had been on those tires for 24 laps, which is nice. So I actually could have burnt a lot more fuel because I'm a lap down, but I still have enough fuel for another lap, but would have gained me like a few seconds probably, so it's not really a big deal. And finishing well in front of the car behind, which is nice. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the race and the result. P8, 4 points, and that's a nice start, I guess. So I want to thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.